All right, it's 5 o'clock, so we'll call the Beaufort County Board of Education agenda setting meeting of March 27, 2023 to order. Could you please display the agenda? All right. The first thing we need is approval of the agenda. However, I would ask that the March 9 committee meeting minutes be removed from the agenda as those were not available in board docs over the weekend. So do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve today's agenda with the removal of the March 9th committee meeting minutes.
Second the motion.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, the motion carries unanimously. Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. The video is properly notified. Next up, we have setting the next business meeting of April 4, and we have the draft agenda before us. All right. The usual things at the beginning of the agenda. Those all look good. So we'll go down to the executive session. It looks like a lot of things there.
It's 5
Yes.
o'clock. Be enough. Oh, I see.
I'm
We have
changing
a-
the time to begin at 4:30 since the items.
Yeah, there looks like there's an awful lot on there for 1 hour. So I would suggest 4:30. If the other officers are in agreement with that.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay.
Would you like me to run through them quickly?
Sure.
Okay. We have legal advice regarding fiscal authority. That's related to our pursuit of fiscal authority and a draft resolution that I received from Eric Greenway. The receipt of legal advice regarding pending claim, that's something Wendy's going to cover.
Okay.
Contract renewals, it's that
Wendy
time of year.
Cartlidge joined the meeting.
It's that time of year when we have to approve contracts for the following year. So this is something we go through every year. And then, of course, the personnel ratification report, adult ed homeschool report. Then we get into some of the operations items. So CMR selection for Hilton Head High School. That is common. We did this prior to the last referendum passing for the items that the board pre-approved
Mhm.
and had the architectural work done ahead of time. So that is the selection of the architect for the building of the new high school should the referendum pass. Okay. Robert Smalls Leadership Academy Phase 2 Athletics, Port Royal Safety Security Technology Infrastructure, and then year 3 school food service equipment replacement. That's something that we go through and replace some of the equipment in our cafeterias.
Alrighty, so, and we can have Ms. Cartlidge provide the wording for several of those items. I can tell you right off the bat, I would add elementary school to the Port Royal thing.
Yes.
Yeah. But okay. Perfect, thank you. And then Wendy, after the meeting or tomorrow, can wordsmith as we need it. All right. Any comments about those topics, officers?
No.
Will the contract renewals discuss the maintenance and the custodian?
No, Colonel Guyer, these are employee contracts like any certified staff contracts.
So that's what we need to say then, certified staff contract renewal.
Yeah, so this is like teachers, administrators. Every year they have to be approved by the board for the following year in April.
Okay,
Yep.
All right.
I have a question
Yeah.
for the board officers. Under student performance, it's Ladies Island Elementary that, so they're scheduled to perform on this day. If you recall, there was a request from a board member to try and get some south of the Broad River schools, Southern Beaufort County schools. But since we haven't had a meeting down there, they haven't been scheduled. But if you'd like, I can, if this is a short performance, I could try and get a small performance from a south of the Southern Beaufort County school, if they're able to come.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. I don't see any opposition, so.
No. Okay. Then we have the points of celebration for the February Student of the Month, both northern part of the district and southern part of the district. So that's nice. And the robotics team from Beaufort High School, Hyper Resolution. That is very nice. I won a design award at the state level. Okay. Down to, we had public comments, the chair's report. I will have an item there, and I'll give you the wording tomorrow, but I've been asked by the South Carolina School Boards Association, along with 7 other school board members in the state, to participate in a meeting that's going to be held later in April to provide input on advocating legislatively for our school boards in the state. And it's just, I think, a informational sort of brainstorming session. So I'll tell you what to put there, Robin. That was what I talked to you about earlier today. Do you think it would be helpful, Dr. R and the other officers, to mention again why we're not having meetings south of the Broad, or has that been covered enough? Like we covered it certainly at the work session.
I don't think it hurts. This is my personal opinion, because there are still some out there that think it's because the board has made a decision or because the district has made a decision. And we know that not to be true. So anytime we can say it, I don't think it hurts. That's
So
my
I will
opinion.
have that as another item under the chair report. Angela and Dick, can you think of anything else? To cover there?
No.
Okay, thank you. Not at this time, right? All right, then we're down to the committee reports. It looks like we get quite a few reporting. Academics, finance, legislative, and operations. And I know we're having, academics, Angela, you can, I don't know if you have any remarks here now about that?
I'll just go over what we discussed in our last meeting.
Perfect.
So,
I have a question. Do I put the calendar coming out of committee for the calendar approval, or put it under academics since it was covered in academics? Got it.
yeah. So we'll have a motion. We need to make a motion there.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think this had to do with the graduation dates.
Okay.
Graduation dates and the correction of adding the 2 extra days that were left off the previous calendar that needed to go on.
Okay.
I'll put the correct year on it. This is
Okay.
a placeholder.
Yeah.
All right, under finance committee, Dick?
Yeah, I just need to ask Robin to have a copy of the minutes for both finance and operating committee.
I'll send that to you.
I don't believe there's any recommended motion from finance. And in operations, the only one that I recall is the River Ridge Academy easement for Raider Drive.
Yeah, and we have that on here.
And Robin, can you send me the meeting minutes for academic and also Chloe as well?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So legislative committee, I see Earl has joined us.
So Lynn is going to join us at the meeting.
Okay,
For this meeting. So for you all to ask any questions or to cover what was covered under legislative committee. And then the board needs to vote on the legislative agenda, or I didn't know to call it the school board's priorities. So I didn't know if it's our agenda or or our legislative priorities, but
in the past, we have called it, I believe, our legislative agenda. We can go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that's,
we've
Yeah.
done it.
That's what it was.
yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Earl.
Mhm.
Do you have anything else to add to that, Earl?
No, we just want to talk about the last document that we got and tell us, because it was so takes a long time to read it. So that's the reason why we would like for her to explain to us what this all means.
It was the disciplinary one.
Right.
So let's put her under legislative committee that she'll be joining us, that our lobbyist, Lynn Stokes Murray.
You want me to just,
Okay. So do you want to, Dick and Angela, should we move the legislative, since we have an outside participant for that committee, should we move that to being first?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's a good idea.
Okay. So we'll just do legislative first then. It's a little easier to sort of guess how long than when she'll come in. All right. Anything else there? Angela, Dick?
No.
Dr. R? Think we're good?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So then we're down to superintendent's report. I'll let you take that, Dr. R.
Thanks. Board had requested that we review the opt-out form, and so we have an update for the board on that.
Mhm. All right. And nothing under other matters?
Nope.
And we're down to board business action. So, of course, a donation that's greater than 5,000, we have to approve. Then the operational expectations regarding the debt presentation that we received at the work session. And the district strategic plan and the school renewal plan, I assume, Dr. R, your staff will be presenting those?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Next, we have the consent agenda with meeting minutes, and there's 3 sets of minutes there. All right, we're down to, I don't see, I've been checking the hands periodically and I don't see any up. Okay. So now, yeah, thank you. Future, thank you, Robin and Molly. Let's see, work session, April. Okay, so it looks like we have the discussion of the legislative bills that was proposed, Earl's request, and that's on this meeting. It seems like to me, can you go to the next page? Okay. It doesn't seem like any of these are super pressing, and it already seems like we have a lengthy meeting given the different agenda topics. Any comments from the committee members?
No,
No.
No. Okay. Dr. Rodriguez, do you have any other comments?
I agree with you.
Yeah, okay. So it seems like we've got a full agenda for the 4th. So do we need to do any other agenda setting meeting tonight, Robin?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Our next meeting, we need to set the agenda for
Yes.
the 21st work session. We can do it the first, we have the community, let's see. Well, the first week of April, so which day we have the board meeting on the 4th. There, we have the Monday, April 3rd. So we can do it Monday, April 3rd for the 21st.
I think it would be better to do it after the board meeting, not before.
Okay, all right. Then that is, I think there's an ACE meeting on the 5th. So that would not be good. We can do it on the 6th. We have finance at 5 o'clock on the 6th, so we can do it before finance or,
And we're not doing obviously the week of the 10th because that's when
Spring break.
is.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. It starts Friday on the 7th, Good Friday.
Okay, so the 6th of April, the Thursday at 5 o'clock would work for me. How
We
about?
have we have
Okay.
finance at
Six.
5 o'clock.
Oh, you just said 6.
On the 6th, we have
Oh,
finance
at
at 5.
5 PM. Okay. So what works for you, Angela?
I'll see if I can make it happen. If I can't,
And what time, but what time? It would have to then be 4.
Can,
I can't be before 5. I
Yeah.
will be before 5.
Colonel Guyer, what time is the ACE meeting on the 5th?
the ACE meeting is at 4 o'clock.
Do you all go
I mean,
more than,
Meeting at 6 o'clock.
oh, it's at 6 o'clock?
Oh.
I'm sorry, what's at 6 o'clock on the 5th?
The clock meeting.
Yeah, I thought they changed it from the first Wednesday.
I still have it listed as the 5th.
Oh, okay.
The 6th is a Thursday.
No, we were checking on the 5th, on
Okay.
Wednesday, the 5th, and I do have ACE, and I'm not sure if Colonel Guy, you're still on the ACE board, correct?
Correct.
So I know that there is an ACE meeting on the 5th. I think the clock is also meeting on the 5th because of spring break the following week.
That's correct.
That's why it was moved to
Okay.
that first Wednesday because of spring break. So,
Well, what else would work, Angela?
If we're not meeting during that week of spring break, that's the 6th would be the only day, and I'll try to make it work. I can't make it.
At 4 o'clock?
Yeah, I can't make
Okay.
any. So
Yeah.
4 o'clock on the 6th then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dr. Art, does that work for you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that will be the next agenda setting meeting, and that will be for the work session of the 21st.
correct.
And that gives your staff then plenty of time to
Yes.
prepare despite having the spring break too.
Yes. We have a couple big items for you on that day.
Okay, all right.
Budget,
So,
Kind of an important item.
It's a
Yes.
budget work session.
Yeah, exactly.
And we may have a referendum conversation for you on that day.
Okay.
So.
So I think that covers everything for tonight's meeting. So
Perfect.
there being no hands up, we'll adjourn by unanimous consent. All in favor? Aye. All right, we're adjourned and thank you to everybody in attendance. Good night.
Good night.